Grumpy Bighead. Our goal: more damage, survivability, higher score, but you die all the time. Looks familiar? Scenes like that are happening all over the shroomy world. You could stay like that, unless you make the most important choice of your shroomy life. Prove to yourself that you have the courage and the strength to be here. Watch this video. Become part of an elite standing still until the end, and share your score in the comment below, because you can be next. Hey everyone, welcome back for another video on Grumpy Bighead. That time I'm gonna show you the new build I'm currently using, and with that build I can have that pretty nice score on the right. What am I saying? This is an insane score. 1,790,000 Terra damage. This is completely crazy, and this is mostly thanks to one player that reached me out after watching my previous video talking about the subject and shared with me his build. So I used that, and now today I am able to reach that score as well. This is a completely crazy score. I'm gonna go through the details in that video. I hope you are gonna enjoy that. Let's do it. For that purpose, I decided to make that sheet. You can download it through the link I have in the description below. It's on my Google Drive. So here you have the entire build I am using. You have the gear everywhere, the pieces of gear I have. You have the runes with my enchants. You have the souls with the different levels and the stat it's giving to me. My statue. You have the AVIAN, the stats, and the affixes I'm currently using. The awakening seals I have, the skills, the relics, and the pals. And you have two other tabs here. You have all my talents here, and finally you have all my stats, the stats I had before releasing that score. I recorded absolutely everything. And by the way, before going deeper in the build, I want to talk about that sheet I just produced. In fact, here I made the calculation for every single stuff, so in fact you can reproduce that for your class, and then you can just write here the substats everywhere. It's gonna take a few time, but you can see where you are getting your stats here. For example, you can see that I'm getting 22% of my base HP total coming from my artifact, 23% coming from my back accessory, and stuff like that. And when you are changing something here, let's say that, for example, you acquire a new mount, here instead of 32%, you are gonna have 10% more, so 42%, and this is the increase you are getting. So it's calculating everything for every stat. You just need to fulfill every single substat you have. You can do that by comparing your stats with another player in game. And by doing that, you can check the details if you are curious about one stat in a game. I'm currently trying to figure out what is the math behind the damage calculation, but this is something really hard. If someone understood that, can you send that to me in the comment below or reach me out on Discord? I could make something here on that sheet to try to understand better and make more optimization on my build. Okay, enough talk, it's time to go deeper on my build. So for the pieces of gear, I have Eternal everywhere almost. I have only one piece of Horus because I wanted to have my crit and combo for PvP. For an archer, it's always better to have that. More combo and crit rate than having only Eternal pieces of gear. For Grumpy Bighead, this is a bit different. You need to have more stats, HP, attack, and defense. So here, it would be better for Grumpy to have an Eternal piece of gear, even if I'm losing 7% crit or 6% combo. Then, these are the runes I have on my artifact. The goal here, in fact, is to have these three main stats on the runes number 4, 5, and 6. You want first to concentrate on the basic attack damage resistance on the rune number 5. This is so important. This is the only way to tank some attack coming from the boss. Then you want to have some combo damage here, the best way on an archer to increase your damage, and finally some crit damage bonus on the rune number 6. When you have that, focus on the substats. You want to have first global combo damage. This is the best way to increase your damage with the enchants. So this is what I tried to have on my different runes here. For example, I was super lucky on this one, 18% more global combo. If I go on this one now, I have another 13%. And on this one, I have 9% extra global combo. And on the others, I was not lucky at all. So I hope that in the future I'm gonna have some more luck, but for now these are the runes I am using. Then these are the souls I have equipped on my character. First of all, if you want to have a bit more damage, you need first to concentrate on the global combo here. This is why this one is level 55, and then the other one, increasing my attack and crit damage, are a bit below. 45 on this one, 35 on this one. The reason is PvP. A lot of players have a lot of crit resistance, so I thought that it was a bit better to have a bit less crit damage and a bit more global attack. But if you want to focus on Grumpy, you can balance these two. You are gonna have the same increase. And then this one is level 20 because it doesn't require a lot of extra essence to level that up from 0 to 20, and you have a bit of extra stats and extra damage for the run. And finally, you want to increase your HP over your defense, because the more the health you have, the more the HP regen, the heals you're gonna receive as well. So it's always better to have a bit more HP than your defense. And then of course you want to have some crit resistance, because I'm pretty sure that the boss can crit. Sometimes you are gonna lose way more health. You will see that during your run if you watch carefully. And finally, on the last one, you don't care about that. For the substats, you want to reroll if you can until you have global combo on these 4. These are the only ones on which you can have some global combo. On the others, just try to focus on PvP. You don't really care about PvE here, but if you do, go for basic attack damage resistance if you want to optimize that for Grumpy Bighead, but I don't recommend to do that. Better have more skill damage resistance, counter damage resistance, combo damage resistance. For the awakening seals, still for Grumpy Bighead, you want to try to have a bit more HP than the other stats, because this is the way to survive. You are gonna have more heals, and this is important. Just balance your stats here in function of if you can survive or not. Just watch your fight. If you die, try to have more HP. If you survive, try to balance to have a bit more damage. For the prayer statue, only global combo 5 times. If you can have triple S plus everywhere, this is better. And by the way, let's check the difference between a triple S with a high coefficient and a triple S plus. Let's say that I would have another 93% instead of these 74%, so 19% more. This is the global combo I currently have with that build. This is what the prayer statue is currently giving to me. So if I have a full triple S plus build with another 93% instead of the triple S I have, so 19% more, I'm gonna have here, instead of 447, 466. And let's check the increase I am gonna have. 1000 extra combo, having only one different stat at my prayer statue. This is why I love to try things here, because if you are curious to know about a stat, you can just change some stats here just to compare with another player, for example, and you can see directly the impact that your stat is gonna have on your global stat, on your final stat. So then, this is the AVIAN I'm using on that content, just because this is the best I have, in fact. I have a lot of extra combo coming from my AVIAN. Let's just check that as well. This AVIAN is giving to me 27.5% global combo. Imagine, with the affixes, if I had known on that AVIAN, let's check that. I'm losing 1400 combo in total. This is just insane what the AVIAN is giving to me. And this is because of super crowd combo and one-sided attack. Imagine if I had 4 of these stats. One-sided attack is currently giving to me 16.5% global combo. So if I had the 2 others, random match and quick but duel, I would have a 33% more global combo. And so if I go back on my stats here, 33% more. I would have 60.5% here. And from 34,100, I would have 2000 more combo. This is insane what the AVIAN can give to you. But unfortunately, I don't have that. I am still working on it to have a better AVIAN. And then these are the stats given by my AVIAN currently, level 65, but the growth coefficient is really low, 1%. Which means that if I check my stats here, the AVIAN is giving to me directly his main stats. So I could have a bit better than that. Imagine that I had a growth coefficient equal to 1.45. The maximum is 1.5. So here, this is the stats I currently have. So let's paste that here. And if I do the calculation, I just have to multiply that amount by this one. And let's check the HP increase I'm gonna have. I'm getting 600 million more. If I had natural burst, I would have around 10% more. So let's multiply that by 10%, or let's say 12% with the levels. I'm gonna have more. I'm getting even more HP. And this is available for your HP, attack, and defense. This is not a big increase, but remember that the more the HP, attack, and defense you have everywhere here, the higher the increase you will get. So if you want to optimize your stuff, you need a better growth coefficient on your avian. Finally, these are the skills, pals, and relics I'm using. The skills are really important here for your survivability, because thanks to these skills, you can change your talents and adapt them to have more damage. The shield, the heal, and the damage immunity are really important for that fight. And then this one as well, the 100 slashes. You have more basic attack damage resistance, which means that the boss is gonna inflict less damage to you, and your attack is gonna increase by a lot. And the clone helps you to deal way more damage as well. For the pals, they are not displayed, but their effects is real in that battle. So you need to equip your pals and the right ones. First of all, the treasure dragon to have way more crit damage. This is really important for that fight. The red banana to deal some more damage as well if you are an archer. If you don't have the red banana, you can use the blue banana if you want, or you can use the octopus, the eggplant, the bunny, or the owl. Then of course you will need the hydro sprite to have more skill regen, which means that you will recover your skills more often during the battle, important for both your survivability and your damage. Then you want to use the deer to have some more damage resistance and tank more damage. You want to use the camel to reduce the basic attack damage of the boss by 10%. This is not a lot, but this is gonna help you a lot. If you can survive without using the camel, try to increase your damage instead. One more time, you can use the owl or the octopus, for example. For the relics, you want to use these ones to have 10% more crit rate, to have some damage every time you're gonna cast a skill, a bit more damage with your deer. And then you want to use, of course, that book to have some HP regen during the battle. This is not exactly HP regen, but you are gonna heal a certain amount of your HP loss during the battle, and you will see that during the run, that book is gonna save your ass multiple times. Then you want to increase the duration of the 100 slashes skill and to have more damage with your clone. For the mount, I'm using the Skyward Blaze because of the damage resistance, and it's giving to me some extra stats, some attack and some defense. If you don't have that mount, it's okay. You are gonna have just a bit less damage, but the goal is to have some damage resistance. So if you have the Blue Ox, that's a mount that you can get through the Lucky Spinner event by saving some mushroom coins. You will still have 10% damage resistance the entire fight. So replace that mount with the Blue Ox if you have the Blue Ox. If you don't have them, if you have the Duck mount, you can use this one to lower the attack of the boss by up to, I think it was 16% during the fight. Or if you can survive without lowering the damage taken with the mount, use the Pyre Breaker or the Cloud Drifter to increase your damage. For the artifact, the Flaming Carnage, the one I'm using currently, is the best one in my opinion. Better than the bow that increases your crit by 20%. This one will lower the crit resistance of the boss, and so it will increase the damage you inflict to the boss during the entire run. If you don't have this one, don't worry, you can replace it by this one, or this one. And if you have known, just use known. Your score is gonna be a bit lower, but you are still gonna survive and deal pretty nice damage. For the back accessory, use the Parasol. That one is the best one to use. To have an extra shield during the run, have more attack speed, and some extra skill regen. If you don't have the Parasol, use the Shell Shade instead. This one will almost do the same, but you will lack some attack and attack speed increase. If you have none of them, you can still use some others to have some extra stats. And now, it's finally time to talk about the talents. First of all, when you don't have a lot of feather coins, you want first to focus on your archery tab. Here you want to increase your attack, HP and defense to 10 on 20 first, then that one on the left and this one on the right to 10 on 20 as well. You will come back later and upgrade them to 20 later. This is the way to go. Then once you have the 10 on 20 here, you want to jump on another tab. Yes, because even if you are playing another class, you are still gonna have the benefit of the other stats upgraded on the other talents. So after the archery tab, I recommend to go on the fury tree. Upgrade the blue tree first. Attack, HP and defense to 10 on 20 and crit damage to 10 on 20. Later, if you have enough feather coins, you will go first with the yellow branch here and then come back for the blue branch. Because that skill on the left is a must-have for that fight. The goal is to survive 10 minutes, and with that skill, after the first 15 seconds of the fight, you will have 15% more attack speed, 20% more attack after 45 seconds, and 20% more crit after 30 seconds. So it's just gonna increase by a ton the damage you are gonna have. Basically, by using that, you can go from that to that score. So there is no match at all. You want to have that skill, of course, but later. After the blue tree for the archery and the fury, 10 on 20 on the skills I mentioned, you want to go on the sorcery tab and increase 10 on 20 for the HP attack and defense. By the way, this is the wrong icon here. I'm gonna fix that later. HP attack and defense 10 on 20, and this one 10 on 20. This one will help you to recover your cooldowns faster during the battle. After that, on the Tame Beast tree, you want to upgrade your HP attack and defense to 10 on 20. But then, it's all for that branch. You don't want to upgrade more than that. Later, if you have a ton of feather coins, you will upgrade this skill here. It will increase your basic attack damage resistance, so you will survive longer. But for now, I don't have enough feather coins, so I'm upgrading something else. When you're done with these upgrades, you want to go back on your archery branch and try to upgrade your combo and base attack speed to 20 on 20. Later, you want to upgrade everything until you can reach a Gale Barrage. This is the skill on the right. This one is gonna give to you some extra damage, and a lot, thanks to the global combo you will have. After completing the blue branch, you will unlock another branch. Go on the yellow one, upgrade your HP attack and defense to 10 on 20 as well, and then your combo to 20 and your crit damage to 20. Try to balance these two stats until you get 20 and 20 everywhere. After getting these, go back on your sorcery branch and upgrade this one, your skill regen, to 20 on 20. And once you have all of these, if you are still lacking some feather coins to upgrade the entire yellow branch for the fury tree, just upgrade your attack everywhere. When you finally have enough feather coins, upgrade everything to the left here on the fury tree until you get that skill. And after that, unlock the blue branch again and go for a 10 on 20 for the attack, HP and defense, and 20 on 20 here to have more crit damage. And then you will have exactly the same feather coins talents as me. So these are my current talents. So that was all for the secrets around my build. Now you have the keys to increase your damage on Grumpy Bighead. I'm gonna let you the entire fight video here with a faster speed, so you will see exactly what happened during the run. I wish you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button if it's the case. As always, share that video with your friends, your family, if you found it useful. Have a really nice day, guys, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.